It's an honor to be here with you today, and I want to thank you for allowing me to share my journey with you. I am here to tell you why I almost did not make it here today. How for quite some time now, I have been almost always just a few moments short of not quite making it. I am here to tell you why I feel most alone in a crowded bar full of busy people as I struggle to mindfully eat my strategically portioned meal made to order and eat cute while I look up at the TV and down at my plate and off into space. Nibble, chew, swallow, and sip, repeat, to avoid what I am convinced are scornful stares of disdain and disgust from my male counterparts for the lonely, desperate woman that sits all alone at the end of the bar. It seems that those who have the audacity to approach me are of low self-worth and are consistently overcompensating for the lack thereof. It is a mirror effect. I think they see a little bit of themselves within me, probably both literally and figuratively in the others. I think they must know something that I don't, and I think that's why they stay away. And how I yearn for closeness and vulnerability and appreciation and thoughtfulness and consideration and intimacy, but I would much rather commit myself to a lifetime of isolation till death before I entertain the mere thought of keeping company with a suspicious character. Why everyone and everything is sus. Like, who are you? Why are you here? Where did you come from? What do you want? And who the fuck sent you? And I am here to tell you why it sometimes feels as if the oxygen is being siphoned from my lungs, breath by painful breath, as I begin the calming process of counting back by 10, which is not calming me down at all, like at all. The numbers have long ago stopped doing their job. They have gone on strike. They have resigned. From the time that the powers that dictate this hasty, unpredictable breath in those lonely, longing, trustless places that live in and around my person came together and decided that the numbers should now be utilized to count my individual breath and bring terrifyingly acute awareness to the continuing dissipation of the lack of oxygen there is to spare. In these moments, I am never breathing. I am always holding my breath. And no amount of air in any given space could remedy that. I'm here to tell you why I sometimes swallow my nerves down like a bottle of hard pills in a drought, why I force feed myself no's. No, you're okay. You are okay. You are fine. Stop. Just stop it until I purge into a screaming, melting, bawling, tearful lump in the corner on the floor of the locked bathroom. My mind seasonally resides in a house of sand, in a state of fog, as I continuously sift through my thoughts that are the sand, while the fog prevents me from recognizing where I have already looked 20 times in the past 5 minutes and have found nothing. No peace of mind, no place of solace, no comfort, no clarity, no solid ground to rebuild. And I have stopped seeing the sun. No. This won't be a buildup of romantic figuratives and symbolism. I have literally gone months without seeing the sun. It is there, but it does not shine on me. I have lost track of day and night. I am always exhausted, but I am restless and nocturnal at night and narcoleptic in the day. I barely have any energy where it counts, yet I try to save the entire planet before morning, while our half of the world is supposed to be sleeping. Before sleep can find me in my secret hiding spot, nestled between intense guilt and worry, self-loathing and despair, I begin the tedious, rigorous, nightly ritual carried out to protect all that dwell within the walls of my home, which is all that I live for, and keep out the evil that once cruelly and skillfully mimicked a semblance of what it requires to be a part of all that I live for. Did you check the windows? Make sure all the windows are locked. Push it down. Lock both locks. Pull it up just to be sure. Do it. Did it open? No, that's not good enough. Do it again. Repeat. Are all the doors locked? Make sure all the doors are locked. Never forget to lock all the doors. Never forget. Touch the top lock, then the bottom lock. Push the door. Bear down with your entire weight. Stop. You did not check the front or the back bottom doors. Nope, no, that's not good enough. Do it again. Repeat. The stove. Check the stove. Is it hot to the touch? Can you smell gas? Check the knobs. Tap, 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 firmly, but also lightly and gently and briskly, not too hard. Don't spend too much time checking on any one knob. You may turn it on without even noticing. No, too hard, not good enough. Do it again. Repeat. Choose your bedside weapon. There's that wooden bat behind your bed. You need something sharp, a knife. Yes, a knife. No, not a knife. Too sharp. The girls may get a hold of it. A hanger? A wire hanger, yes. It could be fashioned into a sharp object as needed. A wooden bat and a wire hanger. Great. Genius. A stroke of sheer brilliance, totally ready for combat. I'm sleepwalking now. Don't fall asleep. The baby gates. Never forget to put up the baby gates. There are two of them. The flimsy one belongs on the bottom, the stronger one on top. The weak one becomes stronger when supported by the floor below, braced by the door frame at its sides, and reinforced by the sturdier of the two on top. Test it, shake it, it should not move. Be sure to place the handles of each gate facing away from the room. Do not place them inward. They cannot be accessible to the girls, but someone may get in. But they could get out before you are able to hear their soft feet squeak across the carpeted bedroom floor after sleep has found you, and even after all of your checking and rechecking, someone could be there waiting in the darkness because all of it just wasn't good enough. And besides, remember, you have that wooden wastebasket, the one with the staples on the bottom of it. Make sure to place this wastebasket behind the slightly cracked bedroom door so that at its slightest movement, you will hear the sound of popping thread as the staples scrape across the surface of the bedroom carpet. But the wastebasket is falling apart and the sound is not loud enough. You will hear nothing, so you will not sleep. No, none of this is good enough. Try again. Repeat. I've been falling apart for quite some time now, and I can't seem to fit what's left of the broken pieces together to figure out the last time I've ever felt whole or more than, less than good enough. When I find myself in spaces occupied by people who seem to be presently living their best lives and wholly enveloped in the here and now, I get this overwhelming feeling that begins to shrink me and draw me inward. And am I good enough to be here in this room? Do I belong here? Am I contributing anything to this space, or am I just taking up unnecessary space? Did I earn my spot here? Do I even deserve to be here? And oftentimes, when my smile begins to feel as physically painful as the agony and dread that it is covering, I feel that the answers to these questions can only be found in the same space that my self-doubt consumes. The manifestation of physical pain is nothing short of phenomenal. There is a non-specified numbness to feeling of pain that is everywhere and also nowhere simultaneously. There is an intensely ebbing pain that seeps behind my eyeballs, into my neck, through my shoulders, down into the small of my back. At times, the over-contemplation of my negative experiences perpetuates tunnel vision that allows me only to see everything that's ever been wrong with or about me. The negativity is too heavy. It weighs entirely too much. And so I would not dare to utter a word of this burden for another to carry. This is my problem, and therefore the responsibility of it will rest on my shoulders alone. The pain clenches like a fist and rages inside, and I am backed into a corner. I am forced to fight every day like elementary lunchroom entertainment. Anxiety, depression, and PTSD lay in waiting for me around the corner while suicidal ideation pretends to be my friend today, to lure me into yet another familiarly unfair and one-sided altercation where I never have the upper hand. I have to find a way out and fast. My emotional coping mechanism kicks in and begins to subconsciously fabricate scenario after scenario of an exit plan. And I have to get out of here. I have to leave now, but where will I go? I have no place to go. I can't be here. I am in grave danger. This is too much. This has to stop. Pills. There are pills in the medicine cabinet. That won't do it. There are not enough. My wrists, that is too gruesome. It will take so long. The rod in my closet and my robe belt. No, I can't do that here. I will not do that here. I don't want them to find me. That's not fair for them. They deserve better than that. I don't want my spirit lingering in this house. Wait a fucking minute. It's happening again. I am being bullied, and suicidal ideation is only interested in making me the butt of its dark humor, but I never learn. And my spirit gets worn and weary from fighting this fight. Imagine you are still breathing, you are still moving, you are still feeling, you are still physically existing on a daily basis, but not in any particular way or fashion that affects change in your life. You are alive, but you are not living. You are not still. You are stagnant. And you witness your restless spirit leap up and away from your body and settle, floating just above your head as if to say, I will not stand for this any longer. I am thirsty. I am hungry. I am tired. You must feed your spirit with kindness, love, compassion, and consideration, or it will die. When I stumbled upon him those many years ago, there was nothing dashing, charming, or smooth about him at all. Every edge was tattered and torn. Every feather was ruffled and out of place. He was broken. A broken bird that had just been released from the restraints that had held him in one small, dink cage space for years. And how I longed to love and be loved, for reciprocity and requitement, to fill the void that had been placed there by my father and made deeper and bigger and darker and more visible by every guy that had followed him. And so I mislabeled every red flag as a fixable flaw, and made it my God-given mission to love him unconditionally, to fix him. Because if I could fix him, I thought we would be perfect together, forever. I gave birth to my daughters on November 19th, 2012 at 7:01 and 7:02 p.m. In the months following their birth, he threatened to kill himself, like he had many times before. And the text read, I am a monster. Just let the monster die. Tell the girls I love them. He would not answer the phone. I had called him more times than I could count. I was here taking care of his children, and he would not answer the phone. He overdosed on street drugs, pills, and nips of alcohol in the middle of a busy, formal restaurant dining room. When first responders arrived, he was seizing. Then he was belligerent, violent, and extremely intoxicated, and as a result, they sedated him. When he came to, he was smiling, Not because he was grateful that his life had been spared and that he was able to come home to his children. No, he was filled with pride because he had cheated death. He was invincible now. He was untouchable. And this high was greater than any high he had ever experienced. May 2nd, 2013, the text read, "I'm typed done." We had had one of our many arguments that morning, and before he came, he could come back to where we were and talk things through. He had sent this text to let me know he wasn't ever coming back. I begged him. I pleaded for him to come back for our children, for myself, for our family, but he refused. He only ever came back to retrieve his things and didn't even bother to acknowledge my children's existence, just like that. Without a moment of pause or hesitation, he was gone. In the days to follow, my family would experience the most terrifying week of our lives. And so it began. My sister's car was broken into, credit and debit cards stolen, used and placed back into her vehicle with a note attached with black duct tape. "I know what school you go to." A cement boulder the size of my head, thrown through a bedroom window of our second floor apartment with such force that it flies clear across the room, hitting the door that stands closed on the opposite side of the bedroom. Threatening social media messages sent from a random, illegitimate profile. LOL. LOL. How did you like that rock in your window, bitch? You got the cops here. No. Bad move, bitch. LOL, I am going to kill you. And your family. Now, fire to your house will be a good start. You got 5 days before I burn your house down. Last time I was over there, I heard kids. Let me find out you have kids. Think I'm playing? I have nothing to lose but time. Although we were no longer together, and I no longer held on. Thank you. And I no longer held on to any hope or possibility for us to reconcile. I still felt it of utmost importance to begin to forge a healthy co-parenting relationship for the sake and well-being of our girls. So I told him everything that had been happening, down to the smallest of details. I wanted him to know that they were safe and protected no matter what. I would never let anything happen to them. He was understanding and comforting. This guy sounds like a sociopath. I should have never left you guys. Then this wouldn't be happening. I would be there to protect you guys. My mother had a previously planned obligation that would take her out of town the following weekend. I was petrified. I had asked him if he could come and spend the weekend until she returned because I was too afraid for us to be there alone. He slept at the bottom of my bed while the girls and I slept soundly at the top. My sister was scared, but she did not tell me. And nothing happened. Nothing. for that entire weekend. No burglarizing, no stealing, no duct tape notes, no rocks through windows, no threatening messages. We had made it past 5 days without a scratch. He left, and my mother returned. They sat me down at the kitchen table and uncovered for me what my mind would not allow me to comprehend. It was him the entire time. Not one incident occurred while he was there. It was him. And I had no idea. I had no idea how much of a sociopath you'd have to be to secretly terrorize the woman that loves you and pretend to be something that you are not in order to afford yourself the opportunity to watch your victims sleeping. His ailment was more severe than tattered pieces and ruffled, unkept feathers. He is disturbed. He needs more than a fix. He needs professional help, and I was never prepared, equipped, or skilled enough to provide him with such a thing. All I ever wanted was to be able to provide my daughters with the type of amazing mother that my mom is and choose for them the best dad that I'd never had. And I felt that I had failed them. The guilt that manifested due to the choices that I had made was so profound that I wanted to die. I didn't want to continue being here, taking up unnecessary space, making poor choices, and being a burden to my loved ones, but I wanted to live for my daughters. What would I tell them now when they asked me where their father was? That their father had abandoned them? That he died? That their father loved them, but he knew he wasn't able to be their dad? None of it felt quite right or good enough. I prayed that I would know exactly what to say when the time comes. Anderson drew a picture for me the other day. A family of beautifully colored birds. A mom, a sister, and a brother. Mommy, there is no dad. Oh yeah? Why not, baby? Because I don't have a dad. And the moment had arrived. I felt around for the words. How does that make you feel, baby? It makes me feel kind of worried because I don't have a dad yet. Oh, see? There what you said? Yet. Not yet. Some people are born with dads and some people find their dads as they grow. You and your sister are grown and haven't met your dad yet. But he is out there somewhere waiting to meet his princesses. So what do you want your dad to be like? I want him to be very nice and kind, and he can't be a stranger. Oh, no. We have to get to know him, and he has to be very special, just like you and Riley. Yeah, and I want him to have a beard. Okay. Those are great qualities to have in a dad. So we are going to pray for him every day. And before you know it, he'll be here. They are 5 years old now. And two of the most amazing people that I have met in my whole entire life. Every day, they tell me how loved and happy and grateful they are. And their eloquence and articulation in expressing this is impeccable. Every day we recite this mantra: I am big, I am great, I am magical, I am brave, I am strong, I am beautiful, I am smart, I am kind, and I grow every day. And I grow every day, and I grow every day. And their personal favorite, I'm cute. I have come to accept the fact that they haven't gotten here on their own, that I, with the support of my amazing village, have raised and continue to raise them up. Therefore, they are a direct reflection of who I am. Big, great, magical, brave, strong, beautiful, smart, kind, and growing every day, and also very cute. This is my truth. And so I want to leave you with a prayer that I say for my daughters and myself every morning. Dear Lord, we thank you and we praise your name. We keep faith that you will continue to allow us to seek the validation from the God within us and the God beyond us, and not the people around us, as people's ideas of normalcy and success can be very skewed. We keep faith that you will allow us to transform our trials and tribulations into triumphs and testimonies, so that we will allow that to propel us forward into the greatest versions of ourselves each and every moment of each and every single day. We keep faith that you will continue to allow us to lead and live happy, healthy, beneficial, fulfilling, and long lives, and cultivate only happy, healthy, beneficial, and fulfilling connections, friendships, and relationships with the people around us, and that you will provide us with the faith, tools, and guidance to accomplish all these things. We ask that you touch the hearts of every single living thing on this earth right now and fill them with the love of the Lord, so that they will show love, kindness, compassion, and consideration for their neighbors, and that their neighbors will be compelled to pay it forward. If there is anything that we have yet to send up into prayer this evening, we keep faith that you know what's best for us, and you know what's in our hearts, and you will bless us accordingly and abundantly. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.